Shalom. Back with part 2, all right, the breakdown of Revelations, the 13th chapter. All right, to further bring this point about America, Babylon the Great. All right, you can go to Daniel chapter 7 as well as Daniel chapter 2. All right. See, in the first year of Belteshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream, all right, and visions of his head upon his bed, and he wrote the dream and told them the sum of matters. All right? And he talks about what? The 4 beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. And that would be what? Babylon, right? Ancient Babylon, right? Under Nebuchadnezzar, right? You have then Medo-Persia, okay? Then you have the Edomites first coming into power, calling themselves the Greeks. And then that's the 3rd beast. And then, of course, morphing into the 4th and final beast, the Roman Empire. All right? The Edomites, the white man. Okay? You understand? This covers that, right? You can read down here. All right? And it speaks about, all right, a little horn that comes out. All right? And that little horn, some people want to say, oh, it's the Antichrist. No, well, it's an anti-Messiah system. It's not a man. It's a system based on a nation of people. All right? And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them a little horn. This is talking about America, Babylon the Great. Before whom there were 3, right, of the first horns plucked up by the roots. Right? Did we not have a war with the French and the Spanish-American War, and then, of course, we fought the British, supposedly for America's independence, which is basically BS, because America, Babylon the Great, is nothing more than a province of the British Empire, okay? That's all it is, people, all right? So don't come to me. They're the ones who lied to you. America is owned by the bankers, okay? Amalek. Okay? Rothschilds, Oppenheimers, Rockefellers, etc., etc. All right? 13 families and all. That's your cabal. That's your shadow government. All right. Give me a minute. All right, this is Daniel, again, 7 and 21. We just scrolled down. And I beheld the same horn, right? Talking about these Edomites, right? Made war with the saints, right? When Columbus came here, whose real name is Cristobal Colon, 1492, right? He knew that the Israelites were here. He was reading 2nd Ezra, okay? So he knew they were here. He came with 5 Hebrew interpreters, people, all right? That's not an accident. So he knew we were here, the northern kingdom, okay? Put 1,100 of the tribe of Ephraim onto 4 Spanish ships, right, in chains, and shipped them back to Seville, Spain, right? Only 300 survived the trip back to Seville, Spain. We know that mostly to be women who were more than likely pregnant, okay, from being raped, but thus began the Atlantic slave trade. And you can read that in Black Indians, all right? All right, so he made war with the saints and prevailed against them. There you go, all right? Give me a minute. Further understanding, he shall speak great words against the Most High. What is that? Blasphemy. Didn't we look up that word? Yes, we did. And shall wear out the saints. You see that? And we are worn out, are we not? Yes, we are. Who are who? The Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? Remember, this is not our rest. Okay? We were far removed from our borders. Okay? So, and again, it was all prophesied that we would go into captivity. Again, Deuteronomy 28 and 15 will tell you that if we didn't, change or repent, what would happen? And you read it from Deuteronomy 28:15 all the way to 68. All right? All right. And he would think to change times and laws, and shall be given into his hand until the times, and dividing of times. All right? Give me a minute. Okay, back to Revelation 13 and 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. Okay? And who's the leopard? the leopard is talking about the Greeks, the Edomites. All right, we're talking about Revelation 13 is breaking down the Edomite beast system for you. Okay, and this is why you also have to know the history. All right, and again, all pointing to eventually America, Babylon the Great, who worships what they call the first beast, being the Roman Empire. All right, and of course, it gets into the fact is that, they want you to worship the image of the beast, all right, and to receive its mark. The image is the ways and the customs that of the Roman Empire. You understand? All right? All right. So let's continue here. So again, the leopard are the Greeks. All right. The feet of the bear. The bear is Medo-Persia. All right. So you see, it's giving you the previous, beast system. All right. What else here? The lion. The lion represents Babylon. Okay, the first beast. Okay, and then of course you have the fourth and last beast, which is the Roman Empire. All right, which would be the dragon. And in modern day, that would be the power structure of the Edomite beast system, which would be America, Babylon the Great, NATO, and the EU. All right? All right, we'll be right back with part 3. Shalom.